way to think about assessment is to think about what you do before, after and during the teaching and learning process. Let's look at before you begin teaching. At the beginning of the program, your learners might undergo screening, initial or diagnostic assessment. You might have a chat and discuss their learning needs. Perhaps you get them to fill out a self-assessment. We have already discussed most of these options in Module 703. Now let's consider during the teaching. The during stage includes selecting relevant points during your program to assess how things are going, perhaps after completing a learning activity or at the end of a topic, just finding out how it went. It could be observing learners as they carry out tasks and apply their new skills. You can make it part of the process of checking through examples of completed written work. You can set learners specific literacy or numeracy activities and see how well they manage them. These could include pop quizzes, games and role plays. It's also useful to practice summative assessment activities that include literacy and numeracy demands. You will have a better idea of these now that you have considered your program demands in 703. It's always useful to get your learners' feedback. What do they think about their progress? Do they feel they are achieving their goals? What else can you do to help them? Finally, let's consider after teaching is completed. After your program is finished, or when you have completed a learning stage, you will need to set exercises or activities that assess your learners' level of achievement. Many tutors use unit standards or program assessment activities to observe and record learners' literacy skill development. You could use a literacy skills checklist while marking unit content if this helps. You can map summative assessments in the same way you mapped your course demands to the learning progressions. In this way, you know if they pass the assessment, they have demonstrated ability at that step. This one is my personal preference. You can also ask learners for a final self-assessment. What do they think about their learning and the completion of their goals? Finally, you can ask third parties like employers, supervisors and team leaders. What have they noticed about the change in the learner's literacy behaviour and skills? We use this method a lot when we are assessing people who are involved in workplace literacy programs. Just remember that when you work with learners, you will be observing and assessing them all the time. If you take the time to think about your observations and record what you notice, you will be well on the way to assessing your learners' progress.